Hi, everybody. It's Ciara, the teen librarian at Rawlings Library, part of Pueblo City County Library District. And I'm here to introduce you to a couple of books and also to one of the e-resources that I think is really amazing that the library offers. Um, and I just want to make sure that you guys know about it and that you're plugged into it because it's fantastic. Uh, so the first book that I'm going to introduce is actually called Say Her Name, and it's by Zeta Elliott, and it's illustrated by, I'm sure I'm mispronouncing this, and I apologize, Lovis Wise. Here, I'll show you the cover here. This is a book of poetry, and I want to read just a tiny bit. Well, from the introduction, Zeta Elliott, one thing she writes is, "This book is my way of bearing witness." This is a collection of poetry about Black women, about queer Black women, and their particular struggle and their sort of unbelievable contribution to the struggle. It's a beautiful book with illustrations. It's got haikus every once in a while, and it also has poems. It also pays tribute to some very important poets that I hope you all have heard of or will, read this book and then look into. Lucille Clifton, Nikki Giovanni, Audre Lorde, and Phyllis Wheatley. I'm not going to spend a lot of time. It's a poetry book, so you can't really book talk it, but I'm going to read you one poem. And the title of the poem is Black Lives Matter. And I don't know how many people know this. I hope a lot. But Black Lives Matter was actually founded by 3 Black women. Their names are Patrisse Cullors, Alicia Garza, and Opal Tometi. Probably mispronouncing again, and I apologize. But I think it's important to know that and to remember it, because so often there are these unbelievably strong and resilient Black women or women of African descent who are leading frequently from the background, frequently not seen all the time. And it's impossible to overestimate their importance in the struggle for civil and human rights. So this book is directly focused on that. And so I'm just going to read this one poem called Black Lives Matter for Alicia, Opal, and Patrisse. Like alchemists, you took our shame and turned it into pride. You made rage respectable again and showed us how to move our bodies as one to occupy the streets where we are slain. Beloved Trinity, we heeded your call and followed your lead, got ourselves in formation, got ourselves to the polls, to the precincts, to all the places we've never been wanted or seen or heard. They will try to pass the mic to the brothers standing behind you, but we know the burden you bear. As women, Black, immigrant, queer, we will not let them erase you. You are visible and valuable to us. We humbly thank you, sisters, for coining this affirmation, for sparking this revolution, for building this vital movement, for upholding us with this steady love. And these are wonderful poems. with quite brilliant haikus as well. I'm a fan of the haiku, and they're brilliant haikus in here too. So I encourage everyone to check this out, or to read it, whether you check it out from the library or not. Great book. The other book I'm going to introduce you to, I read quite a while ago, but I was having a conversation with another librarian about how we have so many copies on Rawlings shelves right now, and it's crazy. We were sort of like, why are they all at Rawlings? Why aren't they out at the branches? But whatever branch is your branch, put it on hold, and we will get it to you. It's called Unpregnant, and they are making a movie of it. So it's by Jenny Hendricks and Ted Kaplan. This book is about 17-year-old Veronica Clark, who discovers that she is pregnant, despite the fact that she and her now ex-boyfriend have always used condoms. As she faces giving up her college-bound future, she finds herself making a decision that she never, ever thought she would make: to have an abortion. But, and this is a big but, the nearest clinic is over 900 miles away, and Veronica doesn't even have a car. Who does she feel like she can ask for help without being judged? Well, really, the only person is her ex-best friend, Bailey, who is now a relative misfit at their school. So she does ask Bailey. Bailey agrees to drive her. And what follows for most of the book is an adventure of a road trip with a great deal of hilarity to go along with the seriousness of the topic, as Veronica sort of comes to terms with the many mistakes she's made. And one of them being her betrayal of Bailey years ago. But they're together, and they have to deal with all of the pain and discomfort of the situation in which they find themselves. Yes, it's a book about getting an abortion, which is a very serious topic, but this book is also hilarious. And I don't want to be flip when I say that, but the interactions they have on the road with each other and with all the people they meet on the road and encounter on the road, I'm not going to give anything away, but it's really funny. And I definitely recommend it. Also, I just have a funny story of how I heard about this book. I was actually told about this book by my uncle, who lives in Glasgow, Scotland. He had read a review of it in an English newspaper. And he told me, yeah, it sounds great. And that's the first time, I've been exposed to, been told to read a book from that sort of bizarre way. I read websites that recommend books and all of that sort of stuff. But my first introduction to this book was from my Scottish uncle. Anyway, it's a great book, and I recommend it. Before I say goodbye, I'm gonna sit up here. I've got my my little ribbon on here because it's Suicide Awareness Month in September. And I want to make sure that everybody is aware of the threat of suicide and is also taking care of themselves. And if you're feeling at risk, if you're thinking about hurting yourself, if you're feeling hopeless and that you can't handle this world anymore, I want to show you some numbers you can call, because nobody wants to lose you. Okay, no one. I have been in that place, and it's hard to see clearly. It's hard to see beyond the pain, but things can change. Things can get better. It is unbelievably painful and hard. I know that. But you need to hang on to whatever tiny bit of hope there might be, because things can change. And if you knew me, you trust me. Okay? So I'm just gonna hold. I wrote some numbers down. There's the Colorado crisis line, also a national crisis line, and the Trevor Lifeline. The Trevor Lifeline is for LGBTQIA plus folks who are struggling. So I'm going to try and get it nice and clear on the screen, and I might be like looking around to make sure that it's there. Oh. Okay, so those are all the numbers. And you can also just Google, and you'll find those really easily. But if you or anyone you know is in that kind of situation, the very least you can do is give them those numbers and try and get them some help, okay? Because I can tell you right now, there's no one who wants to live in this world without you, okay? Now take care of yourselves and take care of your friends. Love each other, love your families, love your friends, love your chosen families, okay? I'll see you soon. Take care. We miss you. Okay. Bye-bye.